Right guys, yous asked for it and I thought I'd deliver it. As tutorials seem to do well on the channel, I thought we'd bring back another tutorial. And this one's just a basic Vizzy tutorial. So this is what you're going to make today. Obviously I am not in control, this is a Vizzy program. I've got the information up here so you can see exactly what it's doing. We are doing it in time warp just to make this a little bit quicker. This is an optional feature you can put in. I'll show you how to do that in just a moment. So first of all, I just want to point out, if you do like these tutorials, I've got a tutorial playlist on the channel if you want to check that out for more. And also, if you do, please hit that subscribe button and the like button. It really helps out the channel and it helps these tutorials get out to more people. I mean, I'm not the best at Vizzy, so this is just going to be a basic tutorial of how to basically get to orbit with Vizzy. So yeah, if you do enjoy it, then please do that. It really helps us out. So we're just using my creation of Starliner. It is an old craft, so please bear that in mind. I did make this quite a while ago, and it should really be rolled on its axis by now, but we'll leave that. Because you can't actually roll a craft in Vizzy, I believe, unless it's been updated. We'll sort that out later, but yeah, it's gonna decouple these boosters in a moment. Just making sure that we are not pitching when we do so. There we go. Waited for the pitch end before we do that. So I'm going to show you how to put these prompts on screen to show you what is going on with the program as well. As you can see, we're just trying to get up to 100 kilometers, I believe it's set to. There we go, and it's cut off, and it will begin coasting now. So there we go. If you've got more suggestions for tutorials you'd like to see, then do leave them in the comments below. I'd like to know what more you want to see. Bear in mind, do check the playlist first to make sure I haven't already made one of these tutorials. Obviously, I can make an up-to-date one if enough people ask for it, but not a lot has changed since I started making the tutorials, so yeah. Right, so we are just coursing here, coursing to, I believe it's within 10 seconds of AeromanYett, or it might be in 30, yeah. So there we go. So nav ball here, where our, no, we don't need the map open. The map is pretty useless. I'll just show you the nav ball, which direction we're pointing here. So we're just going to expand this stage. There we go, and it is going to now disengage that one, start them engines up, and finish our burn. Now, we won't circularize perfect because I haven't got it set up that way. I've just got it set up that once the periapse gets to over 90, it will just cut the power, but our AeromanYett will rise quite a bit. But you can tweak that yourself if you follow. So skipping forward just a little bit here so you didn't have to watch the whole burn. You can see our periapse is rising, so is our AeromanYett, just ignore that. I think maybe it was 95, yeah, 95, and then it cuts the power. So we are in quite a high orbit, an eccentric orbit, but you can just adjust that manual. And you can see there, it's gone back to manual control, program has ended, and it's opened our solar panels for us. So if we just go back into the craft here, I'll show you what it's all about and talk you through the code. Right, if we open the program, here we go. So I'm going to rebuild this alongside this so you can explain what it's all about and how it's done. So if we just pretend that we've got a new line here, so we'll go on start. What we want to do, we want to broadcast a message. Not broadcast. So what we want to do here, to put the text on the screen, you just put in display. So you just put in, say, launching in T-20. We'll go for 20 seconds. Set variable. So we need to make a variable. So we'll go down to, where is it? Here we go. The X is the variable window. Set variable. And to create a new one, all you do is click here. put in the name, we'll put in countdown 2. Put it in the first one, so we're changing variable countdown 2 to a number. So we want it to go to 20 because we're launching from 20 seconds. Then what we want to do, there's probably an easy way of doing this, but I'll just go with repeat. We just want to repeat, wait 1 second, which is going to tell the program just to wait a second in real time. And this repeat is just going to repeat whatever's inside 10 times before moving on to what's next. So it will do this, it'll set the variable, and then it'll get stuck in this bracket where it's going to do whatever's inside here 10 times, or in this case we want it 20 because obviously countdown 2 is set to 20. So we want to set the variable countdown 2 to -1. So we're just taking 1 away from that because it's been 1 second. As you see there, it's waited 1 second, so it takes away that. So we want to see the countdown, don't we? So what we're going to do, we're going to put where is it? There, display, and we're just going to put in the countdown, so it will tell you exactly how long's left on the countdown before it advances. So then next, what we want to do, we obviously want to launch. So first, before we activate the engine stage, and underneath the repeat bracket, because we don't want it to be repeated, we want it to happen after that countdown is finished. So throttle can either be from 0 to 1, 1 being 100%. If you want 50%, it's 0.5. If you want 20%, 0.2, and so on and so forth. But we want 100% throttle because we are just on the launch. So this is optional. Obviously we've put in a display saying launch. We don't need to do that. Well, we can. So we'll put in here launch, and then we can set the time mode to fast forward if you wanted to time warp. It's going to make it less accurate, but time warping does help save some stuff. We'll not do it for the sake of this. And then we're going to add a wait until. Now the wait until means whatever's inside this, it's not going to go any further until whatever inside this has happened. So if we go to the maths window here, the operators, and we want more than. So obviously this is more than. Where the gap is on the crocodile teeth. In school we used to call them crocodile teeth. Where the gap is the bigger number. And that's the lesser number. So if this is more than that number, whereas this one would be less than this number, if you get what I mean. Then we want to go to the craft instructions. So actually no, craft information. We want our velocity, because you don't really want to start your gravity turn unless you're over about 100 meters per second. I always find that better. So if we go back to put this into surface velocity, because we're not in orbit, we haven't got an orbital velocity yet, we're still on surface velocity. So once it's over that, it will move on to the next step, which is going to be our pitch program. So we want to put in start pitch. Right, so what we want to do now, we want to set up another variable. Now we can always put this at the start, the same as that one, which is going to make it a little bit easier. We'll create another variable, pitch 2, just so we don't get ourselves mixed up. Right, there we go. Pitch 2, and we're going to set this to 85, which is 5 from 90 that's already set. And to make sure nothing goes unstable, what I'll do at the start actually that I didn't do before, lock craft heading to current. Yeah, so what we want to do, we want to lock the craft to the current position where it's pointing. So obviously it's going to be pointing 90 degrees straight up. So we want this to be locked in straight away before we do anything. Right, so we're going to start pitch over. We've already set our variable for the pitch. So what we're going to do here is we're going to get a while event. It's kind of like a repeat, but it's endless until whatever in here is finished. So what we do is we can also make this a while event, so it could be while countdown 2 is more than 0. It repeats this, that kind of thing. It works the same. So we want a more than, and then we're going to go to while pitch 2 is more than, say, about 35 degrees. For this craft, it's going to be about 35 degrees you want to keep pitching until. So this means it's only going to pitch over till 35 degrees off level. And then it's going to stop at that point. It depends on your craft. It might need to go further. It depends on what your craft is like and how powerful it is, and so on. Like I say, this is just basic stuff. There's better ways and more complex ways of doing this to work it out with math, but it's just the easiest way I find of doing it. So you want to set craft pitch to variable pitch. You want to set that first because we've already changed it. So when it's locked to current, it's already set to 90, and we've already changed the variable to be 85. So at the first time this loads in, it wants to start changing the pitch already. Then what we're going to do is change variable. Sorry, I said set variable there. That is not what we want to do. Because if we set the variable, that means it's going to change countdown 2 to -1 straight away, instantly. We want to change it by -1. That is my mistake there. So yeah, change variable, and we're going to put pitch by -1. It can be higher, it can be less. And then what we're going to do is wait about 2 seconds before it runs through this again. So it'll wait 2 seconds, then it'll check if the pitch is more than 35, and run through this again to change the pitch until it gets to 35, and then it'll go below here. So then we're just going to have activate stage, because this is about the point where our boosters will have finished and we want to separate them when we're not pitching over. Obviously this means we'll have stopped our pitch and we can activate the stage. And then all we want to do is lock the heading to prograde, because we want to follow the prograde marker now. Now that we've done the pitch maneuver ourselves, we're going to follow the prograde marker. You can put in another display saying the pitch has ended, but that'll do for that. And then obviously we're going to wait until our orbit apoapse is more than 100 kilometers. So you have to, it's weird because throttle is 0 to 1, but your apoapse is literally what you want, what you expect. So if you want 100,000, it has to be 100,000. Then what we're going to do there is obviously turn off the engines, so set throttle to 0, which means it'll just cut the engines. That's made sure that we're on prograde. I don't think it really matters, but we'll put that in again. And set the time warp. Then what it's going to do, it's going to wait until the time to apoapse is less than, we're going to go this time with 20. So once the time to apoapse is less than 20 seconds, it will do the next thing, which is going to be setting the throttle to 100% power again. Then after that, what we're going to do, we're going to wait until the fuel in that current stage is equal to 0, which means there's no fuel left. You could put equal to 0, or you can put in less than or equal, which means if it somehow glitches below 0, it'll still continue on with the code. And then it's gonna, we don't need to set the throttle because the throttle's already cut from running out of fuel anyway. So we're going to wait a few seconds. I would always wait a few seconds before staging because it is just going to be a bit more friendly. Everything goes a bit crazy if you don't wait. And then obviously we're just going to activate the stage. Wait 90 seconds. So we'd actually just put in a wait 90 seconds. Instead, what we'd really want to do is wait until... Oh, by the way, if you right click and drag any of these, it copies the line of code that you want. So we'll wait until periapps is over 80,000. The best way to do it is just type in the kilometers you want, so 80, and then just put 3 zeros so it doesn't get you confused. Wait until periapps is 0, and then we want to set the throttle to 0. And then activate group 9, which is the solar panels, to true. And that is it. So yeah, it's as simple as that. We'll get rid of that. And then there we go. That is our simple launch into orbit code. Now, if this did help you out, please leave us a comment letting us know how it's helped you. And if you find a better way, then do let us know. Because obviously, I'm not great at this stuff either. And I'd like to find out myself. So, yeah. So hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and I'll see you in the next one, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Peace.